Loving Long Ears is a donkey rehabilitation and therapy nonprofit sitting on the roadside of North Whitechapel, Southlake. We chose Loving Long Ears because of their unique involvement in the community and their proximity to the school. Loving Long Ears brings in neglected, abused, or surrendered donkeys and gives them a second chance at life. The volunteers, employees, and owners of Loving Long Ears work to rehabilitate these donkeys, providing medical care, food, enrichment, and love to the animals. Loving Long Ears helps these animals become service donkeys.
My name is Jules Peterson, and I am the founder and executive director of Loving Long Ears Donkey Therapy and Sanctuary. And we rescue donkeys primarily from going to slaughter and train them as therapy donkeys. It was founded 6 years ago when I got my nonprofit status for Loving Long Ears. However, I started rescuing donkeys 10 years ago. With a nonprofit, there really is not an owner. Everybody actually owns the donkeys when it's a nonprofit, so I basically am the founder and the director. But we also have a board member. We have 5 board members that we have regular board meetings and their decision making. So anything we do here has to all be approved by the board. So there's really no owner. We all own it. You also own it. Anybody who volunteers or donates, these are all your donkeys too. This business, I did equine therapy with special needs kids and horses in Arizona, and this was I started doing it 13 years ago, and we moved here 10 and a half years ago. And there were 2 donkeys on the property that nobody was paying attention to, and I felt sorry for them. And they were severely traumatized and abused, so I couldn't touch them. And I would just go talk to them after I get done working. And eventually they'd hear my voice in the barn and they would start yelling for me to come out. And then I'd go out and I'd try to pet them, and I eventually could pet them. And then we moved here 10 and a half years ago for my husband's job. And I found out they were going to get rid of those 2 donkeys, and I talked my husband into letting me bring them over here. And we started at a little barn in Grapevine, and I started working with them, and I started realizing that they're much more effective for therapy, much safer, much smarter than horses for therapy. And in Europe, they primarily only use donkeys for therapy. What inspired it is, again, having done the therapy with special needs kids with horses, I would see miracles on a regular basis. And what inspired me was with the first 2 donkeys, and then eventually I ended up adding Buffy and Amelia. I was inspired by how smart they were, how intuitive they were, and very social, and their really ability to want to try to help. And I have always wanted to do things where I'm being able to have animals helping people and people help. The name, it just came to me because I love donkeys, and they happen to have long ears, and so Loving Long Ears, and it turned out nobody else had the name, and I thought this is a perfect name for us. And how we got here, this is actually a temporary location here in South Lake. We started at a little rickety barn in Grapevine that was almost falling down, but it was free, and the property was very hilly, so we couldn't do therapy. So when I got my nonprofit status, we had put out that we were looking for a temporary home so we could bring the rescue donkeys and start doing therapy. And the Hadleys were kind enough to say that they responded and said that they'd love to have the donkeys, and in return I maintain the whole, cut all the grass and everything for them. And we're right now, our main focus is now for a larger facility. So we've now outgrown this, and probably next time you interview me, we'll be at a different location. A typical work day is getting here. We feed the donkeys. We clean all of the stalls. We clean all of the area, and we like everything to be super clean. It helps keep the flies down. But we also, for therapy sessions, we just need everything to be super clean. So we do that. We groom the donkeys, and now I have volunteers that come help me do that. And once the donkeys are groomed, then I have now today 2 therapy sessions that are going to be happening this afternoon. And so we put bows, we put bandanas, we put different fun things depending who's coming. I'll have to rearrange the donkeys because each, if it's a kid coming or an adult, they each have their therapy donkeys, and I have to make sure that they're out and ready to do what we're going to do. Like today, we're going to do an obstacle course, so I'll have to go set up an obstacle course out there. And on the days where I don't have as many therapy sessions, I do the afternoons as far as administrative work. And I'm doing grant writing, I'm responding to emails, I'm sending out letters, networking, marketing, and all of that fun stuff, which is also part of running a business. Our main customers are, we have both children, adults, and we have adult veterans that come. And the main reason that a lot of these kids and adults are coming are for different mental health issues that they're coming for therapy. That, I would say, is the majority of who we have coming, and then we also have people who just book a private visit because they love the donkeys and they want to bring their family, or they just want to come spend time with the donkeys. And we also do have, periodically, we have birthday parties where somebody wants to celebrate their birthday with the donkeys, and we do that. And then how I stay connected is a lot of networking. I have spent a lot of time going around and introducing myself to, particularly the South Lake, Keller and Grapevine area, to the businesses here, also community, connecting with organizations like Say So, the Girl Scouts, and different groups like that. And to the point of now, most of the restaurants, when I go in, they call me the donkey lady, and they know who I am. But we've also connected with the Chamber of Commerce. They actually donated this beautiful trailer for us. We've had all of the mayors that have served since we have been here have come to visit the donkeys. We've also had a few celebrities that I can't mention that have also come. So we, in this community, are very well known, and it was started out just by introducing who we are, and now it's been by word of mouth. Yes, yeah, we have actually with the charity, again, working with the Chamber of Commerce, we have done a few different things in alignment with them. And as far as school, it's not really projects that we've done, but the elementary school across the street, we have brought the Buffy over there for a couple events that they had. And we've also done some things with the White's Chapel Church, which is in South Lake. I've taught a few classes for them, and we have a university, Wesleyan University, that was just here, that I taught a class that they actually got credit for.
What impact do volunteers have on this business?
They basically are the nonprofit. That's how much of an impact. If I did not have our wonderful volunteers, I would not be able to do this. And it would just be too much. And so we are just so extremely grateful, but this is basically run by our volunteers. So what we basically do, everything that comes in here is through a donation. And our therapy sessions are set up of where they pay, we call it a love donation for the therapy session. And sometimes they'll give us more of a donation because 100% goes to caring for these guys, the donkeys, and their food. And so sometimes they'll give us more for the therapy sessions. If we have somebody that we know can't afford that, we're not charging anybody. We just want to help people. How I know it's successful is that we're able to still pay to be able to feed the donkeys. And we have a nest egg that we need to maintain just in case there would be an emergency. So we know basically each month of how much that we need to be able to continue to feed them, to pay for vet bills, pay for their hooves to be done, and any type of an emergency situation that might come up. And if we don't receive enough donations to be able to do that, we just will not be able to continue. We have been in all of the major publications in South Lake, Grapevine, and the Keller area. including a couple that are for the Dallas-Fort Worth area magazines that they have featured us articles about what we're doing. The Dallas Star did a feature on us. We've been on Channel 5 News a couple of different times because they wanted to hear about what we're doing to make a difference. And so yeah, we have a following, and we've been published quite a few times. Yeah.
Overall, we learned a lot about Loving Long Ears and their impact on the local community, their inspiring values, and the donkeys' playful personalities. We're grateful to have met these awesome people and learned their stories.
Alright, well, I think we should get some fun shots of the dog. Hi, buddy. Buddy.
Channel 5 News